Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday evening, August 4th, 2025. It is 7 p.m. This is a regular meeting of the Gorham Planning Board. Would you please join me in pledging allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please silence your cell phones? Thank you. Ms. Iman, would you please call the roll?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Frank?
Here.
Mr. Hager?
Here.
Mr. Benson?
Here.
Ms. Nichols?
Here.
Mr. Crucifoli?
Here.
We have two excused absences,
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Walsh and Mr. Delaney.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in your packet, we have approval of the minutes of the July 7th, 2025 Planning Board meeting, the July 15th Maker Builders Site Walk, and the July 17th, 2025 Daring Drive Site Walk. I look to our secretary, Ms. Nichols. Do you have any questions, comments, edits?
I can speak to the planning board meetings of July 7th, but I did not attend either of the site walks, so I don't feel free of, approving those or...
All right, let's take one at a time, please. July 7th?
Yes, that looks good to me, and I
I had no comments or edits as well.
did nothing.
Mr. Chair,
Yes. Mr. Frank?
Uh-oh, what did I
on
miss?
the July 7th minutes on page 3, in two instances, John Smith from Great Falls, his name is not spelled John, it's spelled Jon.
That's correct. Thank you. Thank you for that edit.
You're welcome.
You'd have to know Mr. Smith perhaps to understand that. Thank you.
Indeed.
So that's in the second paragraph. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps the fifth paragraph.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you for those edits. Is there anyone else? We're strictly looking at the July 7th minutes. Is there a motion, please?
A motion to accept as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Is there a second? Mr. Crisafulli? I'm sorry, I saw him raise his hand. Thank you. Any other edits, comments, suggestions? All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Now perhaps we'll segue to the July 15th site walk minutes. Mr. Frank, you were the only planning board member. Would you mind? Did you see any edits, changes, corrections?
Not really a edit, or just on the very last master site / phasing on the bottom of the page.
Yes.
I thought I heard that the applicant was going to do it in 3 phases, but I see we have it recorded as 2. If I misunderstood at the time of the site walk, then I'm in the wrong.
Mr. Frank, as an abutter who attended, I concur with you. I remember hearing 3 phases, but maybe we should double check the notes. I don't want to just say it's 3. That's what I heard. Since you and I apparently were the only ones that were in attendance, maybe we want to hold off on approving these minutes until we can get that corrected. I don't want us just to correct it. I would like to have...
I understand. Let's get it correct. Let's
Yes.
get it proper.
Yes, so
Certainly.
we won't consider these minutes of Tuesday, July 15th. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to Thursday, July 17th, the site walk notes. Any of us, those that attended, Colonel, myself, Mr. Crisafulli, any questions? Did you see any edits, changes in those notes?
No. None for me.
I was curious about Mr. Mike Bunting. It says Coldwell Banker. Wasn't he the developer? Maybe that's his employer, but I thought he was representative as the developer.
Yeah.
So maybe this is another one that we want to double check with, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So we will not vote on either of those 2 minutes. They're very, very, very brief edits, perhaps. Okay, folks, we went through those minutes. Thank you very much for that, and we'll get back to those edits at a future time.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, please, Mr. Frank.
With respect to the site walk, I had difficulty finding the place. And I was using the really nice map here, and there was a discrepancy as I was riding along Deering Drive. The house numbers that are present in our town database don't seem to correspond with the numbers that I was reading on the mailboxes. And I think that was part of my inability to locate this place.
Can I look to Mr. Norton? I want to get you involved. Is it perhaps that we go from one town to another and the numbers on that street change?
That's a good question for our addressing agent, who's not here this evening. So I don't have the answer.
That's the only thing I could think of, is that we were going from one town to the other and maybe the numbers changed, but why would they do that? You would think for 911,
I had the same thought, and I couldn't come up with a reasonable explanation, so that's why I couldn't make it.
can you research that? And
Just from personal experience, I know that on Flaggy Meadow Road, there's a 50 Flaggy Meadow Road in Buxton, and there's a 50 Flaggy Meadow Road in Gorham.
Wow.
Oh, the emergency personnel must love that situation.
Wow. Would you mind
I will,
getting that? I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Mr. Norton. I thought it was something you just
I will
knew right off the
ask
top of your
about
head.
that.
All righty, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Frank?
No, just wanted to share my confusion.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, number 3 is reports. Chairman's report. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our packets this evening, and I think from now on it will be published in the back. We have adopted our planning board rules, and they are respective of public hearings. So you'll see the last few months we've been trying to follow our own rules, and I think with the help of the board and the planning department, we're doing that. So those will be, I think, published in the back there for anyone that might need them. I would like to talk about the site walk. We recently had a site walk. We have these often, and they're a great benefit to all of us. We recently had one that I thought was a very, very difficult situation. And at the end of the meeting, I'm going to propose, with support of others or feedback from others, that we develop some minimum standards for us before we jump into the woods, so to speak. If those of us that were able to attend. It was awkward. It was awkward. And maybe we can do something to improve that. Maybe we can't. But I'll talk about that at the end of the meeting. I don't want to take that up right now. Thank you. Moving along, any comment on that? Moving on to committees, the Ordinance Review Committee, Mr. Walsh. We just had a meeting, but we will continue with that. I apologize. Too much paper. I've already put it away. I apologize. Earlier this evening, we had a full board workshop on connectivity, incentives, and requirement changes for a potential ordinance review to promote increased street interconnectivity, et cetera. We will continue that discussion. We had some good points, and Planning Department will come back with us. We were not able to get to the pedestrian overlay district discussion. That will continue along in the coming months. Thank you. Comprehensive plan implementation, Mr. Frank.
We did not meet.
Thank you, sir. Administrative review.
We have had no applications.
I suspect that the floodgates will be opening soon.
Well, once September hits, we will have many.
Alrighty, that's good. Keeps us all busy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, moving along to item 4, public hearings. Item 1, public hearing, final subdivision, private way, and site plan review. Stargazer subdivision and South Gorham Cross condominiums. A request for private way approval, final subdivision and site plan approval for a second amendment to the original approval, which consolidates 6 residential lots for 12 age-restricted single-family dwelling units and 2 mixed-use commercial buildings, 3,200 square feet and 2,736 square feet, with associated infrastructure, located on Blue Ledge Road, map 3, lots 27.502 to 507, within a contract zone, and South Gorham Commercial Corridor, SGCC. The applicant is Hans Hansen Incorporated, and the applicant is represented by Norm Chamberlain, 2nd PE of Walsh Engineering Associates. Ms. Ironman, would you like to kick this off, please?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. Preliminary approval was granted on June 2nd, if you recall. The applicant was also before the board in 2022 for a final approval, but has done some reconfiguration of some things. So this is the second time the project has come before the board for final approval and site plan review. And just to clarify some things, the roads, the streets are not private ways. They are condominium driveways. So you don't have a private way application in front of you. The property is zoned by a contract zone and South Gorham Commercial Corridor, as well as the pedestrian overlay zoning district and the affordable housing zoning district. The contract zone, they propose to go in front of the town council to abolish that, but they have not done that yet. So it still falls under that contract zone. The DEP has approved their site location of development permit amendment. So that's something we have. The condo association and easement deed documents were reviewed by third-party reviewer, our legal arm for the board, and they've provided some feedback. So they'll need to work on amendments to that document or those documents. The traffic impact submission has been reviewed by the third-party reviewer, and some of that, those comments are within your review memo. As well as the town attorney's comments about the condominium documents. If in fact they still have the contract zone agreement in place, there is a sewer impact fee that comes with that contract zone. So that's something that's noted in here, but is directed by the contract zoning document, and that would be up to the town council to amend or rescind if they would choose to. The lighting detail and photometric analysis has been provided, and the engineering peer review is within here. There is basically one comment, and that has not been resolved, and that would be up to the applicant to provide some additional information about. A modified traffic movement permit may be required when the 2 mixed-use buildings come under development. And so that is something that we would re-review at the time those lots 4 and 5 would be developed. The property is located in the pedestrian overlay zone. And as far as I know, in my reading and review for this, a waiver has not been granted for the off-site off-site sidewalk. And so I have proposed on page 4 a motion for you if you choose to grant a waiver and have them submit the fee in lieu of sidewalks off-site. So if you recall, they have to do one or the other. They have to construct it or pay a fee in lieu. So that would be up to you, but that waiver motion is for your use on page 4. And then the peer review engineer has provided comments, and there are a couple of outstanding engineering things yet to be done, and they're pretty much minor tweaks to the plan, including stamping the plans, which is something that we regularly see. They'll hang off on stamping the plan until it gets finalized. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Ironman. Would you like to introduce the project, and then we'll get right into this public hearing, please?
Can't see anything. Norm Chamberlain, Walsh Engineering, representing Hans Hansen for this development. As we can see on the plan here, that we've got our 7 units, single-family residential out here. The over 55, we have 5 back here, and then these 2 are the mixed use. As Carol said, the traffic has been looked at. We don't know what the uses in these 2 commercial buildings would be, so there was some assumptions made on the low side so that we didn't need to do a traffic movement permit at this time. We anticipate that one of these may be able to get in under the 100 PCE units, but that's a question for later on. We're not asking for approval of the 2 commercial units. So for our purposes, the 12 residential fit under the traffic permit as, not traffic permit, but the traffic report that was submitted and reviewed. We don't have any issues with the striping that was requested or the back panels for the lights. As Carol said, also the other details on the stormwater management plan, we need to dot some i's and cross some t's there. So basically the entire comment report from staff, we don't have any issues with that, and would seek conditional approval if we could.
Thank you. I'm going to open this up now for
Sure.
public hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anyone here that would like to address this project, in favor of this project, please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record. I see no one rising. I will move along, please. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anyone here that would like to speak against this project, please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record. I see no one rising. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, if there is anyone that would like to address the planning board with any comment about this project, please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record. I see no one rising, and I will close the public hearing. Thank you. Members of the board, any questions, any comments for Mr. Chamberlain? Please.
Yeah, so the comment, and I guess I'll ask the applicant and then also to the town. I understand that the plan is to ask for the contract zone to be rescinded.
Correct.
And the impact of that one way or the other, if they don't approve that, how does that impact the plan?
It shouldn't. We're asking, what we've asked is that the plan be reviewed to both the contract zone and the South Gorham corridor district. And I believe Carol's done that. So Our plan is to go to the council now and see if they'll unwind the contract zone. If they do and they rescind the $10,000 per residential unit sewer impact fee, that's really what we're looking for. So if it.
That's the reason why you're doing it, to get
Right.
to-
If they don't do it, we're good under the contract zone.
Okay.
So either way is, one way would be better, a little
Sure.
cheaper.
Again, any impact then? Just checking in on this.
We did review the plans for, under both the contract zone and the underlying zoning. So in terms of setbacks and that sort of thing, it completely meets it in both cases.
Okay.
And that is my understanding, that the reason they want to
Sure.
have it rescinded is for the fees that are in there.
Okay, thank you.
So, just to be clear, if for some reason, and I don't mean to cast a pall on this, if the council does not rescind, we're still okay.
Yes.
It's a little more painful perhaps financially, but
That's the way we're seeing it, is an either or. It should be fine.
you've planned at least for both scenarios.
Yep.
A beautiful drawing here at 01, I don't see it in our packet. I was wondering if that was sent along.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
The drawing that we're reviewing,
Yes?
I don't see it in our packet.
Oh, we can
I
send
don't
it
know
to
if-
you. It's just a colored up plan that we do, so it looks pretty.
It does look pretty. I enjoy reviewing the drawings, so maybe,
You do have it, but it's marked as a site plan. This just happens to be colorized.
oh, you haven't made a PDF of this?
We don't. I mean, I can give it to
Okay,
you.
nope,
I have it right
I'm
here.
not trying to belabor it, never mind, never mind. Beyond my, let's see.
I think the closest we have, I got too many of them dog-eared here, is C 1.2. Whoops, no, we lost, no, I'm sorry. C 2.1 looks a lot like what we're seeing on our screen.
Sure, very, very similar. Of course, this is like the topography is shown in now formerly of in the upper left-hand corner, et cetera, et cetera. When I see a drawing like this, I just like to have a copy of it for my own.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
On the planning side, for future reference, please, on page 7, Planning Department,
Yes.
could, I understand our attorney, but we have his last name, please, for the record.
Oh, literally what we do is cut and paste from their emails.
I was told that.
So we could put in parentheses anything we add.
That's fine.
So if we add their last name,
It's just,
that way I
Ben is
know
an,
he did not write that, we added it in.
that's okay, but
If
Ben
you
is an
don't-
unknown. Ben, there's a lot of Bens around.
Certainly, sir.
Thank you. Other members of the board, please, don't let me steal your thunder. I'm going through.
Comment on the.
Please,
plan-
Mr. Crossoff, yes, what page?
Landscape plan, C 2.5. None of the quantities match up, and I don't know when this was last revised. I see all the revisions in the revision block. The actual plant quantities don't add up.
Stephen, I'm sorry, what page should I be
C-
on here?
C
2.5,
2.5.
thank you. Sorry to interrupt you.
I guess one comment would be strongly suggesting a different alternative to white ash. This area is very susceptible to emerald ash borer. And I think a majority of the state is on a watch list. And the red maple, again, not having the quantity right, if you actually add it up, there's about 28 of them, which is basically the entire site. Another suggestion would be introducing another species.
Rather than red maple.
Well, just to mix it up.
Okay.
Just
Or
so it's not
replace the white ash with
monoculture out
something?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Just,
becomes
So
a-
you don't have a problem with the red maple?
not a
just
problem with
white
the red
ash?
maple.
Okay.
Just, I mean,
We can replace the white ash, and I've heard that too.
Mr. Chamberlain, just for your edification, Mr. Crisafulli is a registered landscape architect, so this is not,
I could tell.
yeah, I just,
well, it's,
and I
it's,
just cut down 8 ash trees
Yeah, no, I get it.
this summer,
I
so.
get it, yeah. I think that landscaping plan was prepared several years ago.
Yeah, just some variety. I think
Yeah.
it would benefit if anything happened to the maples, they wouldn't all die. I think that was it on the planting. And then my only other comment on some of the zoomed in plans, it looks like a lot of the erosion control is limited to just silt fence in some of the down slope areas. And in some spots, there is erosion control berm.
is there a drawing you might cite, please? Just,
I mean, C 4.3 is just showing silt fence on the downslope. I would think that all downslope would have erosion control berm and,
I think most contractors are using the berm now instead of the silt fence.
Okay.
And
'Cause-
I have to double check, but I know our current detail is an either or, because some contractors like the silt fence, but most of them don't. It's a pain to put in
yeah. no,
correctly.
Just thinking for the neighbors behind, God
We
forbid.
can make sure it has a either or.
That's all I had.
thanks for your watchful eye. I stick with the mechanical stuff. I appreciate your input on the landscape stuff. Anyone else, ladies and gentlemen?
As soon as I find my page, hang on, page 24. Yeah, going back to our staff notes, in the middle of page 24, the finding about hazardous waste. The finding says the development will provide for adequate disposal of solid waste and hazardous wastes, but the sentence above that says there will be no hazardous waste used or produced at this site. I would prefer to remove the ambiguity there and just scratch the "and hazardous wastes" end of the sentence on the finding.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Anyone else? Or have you found others?
Yeah, there's a couple of, page 27, there's a finding with no text following it, and it also occurs on page 30.
If I may,
He said page 27, and then he said page 30.
right? There will be a finding once you decide on the waiver. That has to do with the pedestrian facilities. And so there's no finding because of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On page 30, photometric plan. So there was no finding on that. Are we waiting for a new drawing? Same thing?
We're waiting for additional detail.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty thick package, 33 pages, a lot to go over. There is a waiver that's been requested on page 27, and it's actually written again on page 4, that the motion, I will chime in, and this is my personal opinion.
If I may, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
I would request that the applicant actually formally request the waiver.
I see, okay.
This is my recommendation, my suggestion, but
Okay.
they didn't actually request it.
Even though it's in writing? Okay,
Wait.
okay.
Do we need to do that in a letter, or I can just request it now?
I would say verbally in your presence would be just as handy.
Yes, we would like to request a waiver for to do the sidewalks as in lieu fee.
All right, with that note, it's my experience, having served in various capacities in the town for a long time, I personally am opposed to the fee in lieu of, because my experience has been that the fee has been paid, it goes into the town's coffers, and the money somehow gets needed to be used on something that does rise to the occasion and is very, very, very important. And then these sidewalks never get built. And if this is an age-plus community, I would like to see, my personal opinion, these sidewalks put in, no fees paid in lieu of. That's my personal opinion. I would like to hear from anyone else. Please, Ms. Nichols.
Just for clarification, within the site plan, there are sidewalks to and from all of the residences. It's just the off-site, like once they get out to County Road, to put a sidewalk up there, that's the sidewalk that they're requesting the waiver for.
Correct.
And where would the sidewalk go? Does it have,
Along the frontage of County Road.
for as far as their property is? I mean, what's the,
As far as their property is.
okay.
So wouldn't that be just,
Connect anything.
would
And it
that
would
be
not-
just right
Not
here?
at this time. And to be clear, when we take the fee in lieu, that fee is in a sidewalk fund. So we did a fee in lieu of sidewalks along Narragansett.
Industrial park.
And we took the fee so that the town could construct the sidewalks on their way to the development, which we did. We were actively planning for and bidding out the sidewalk construction that was just done. Does it go all the way to the development that occurred? No, but it's on its way there. So, just so you know, that's what happens to the money.
Sometimes. The council has control of the purse.
Well,
Thank you for that note. I know of other experiences, but that's good. I'm glad that they proceeded with that. Anyone else?
Mr. Chair, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Please.
I move to grant a waiver from Section 1-28 Pedestrian Overlay District D Performance Standards 5. Off-site fee in lieu of construction and fees shall be based on the current fee schedule as adopted by the town council. So I'm proposing a waiver.
I will second that.
Thank you, Ms. Nichols. Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor? There's 4 in favor, 1 opposed. Thank you very much. We still have a larger issue here, the remaining document. There is not much yellow, which is a good sign. A few items. So then that page 30, I'm sorry, page 27, which Mr. Frank mentioned, you will fill that in as a finding?
yes, I will.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mr. Chair,
Please, Colonel.
I move to grant Hans and Hansen Incorporated's request for a final subdivision and site plan approval for a single-family and mixed-use condominium project located on 11.48 acres off Blue Ledge Road on map 3, lots 502, 503, 504, 505, 506, 507, in a contract zone as currently written, with underlying zoning of the South Gorham Commercial Corridor based on the findings of fact as written by the town planner.
Thank you, Colonel. I have a question, since it says it's in a contract zone, and if the council then decides to dissolve the contract zone, does this motion still stand on its own merits? I'm not trying to delay the project, we're
No,
trying to move it
I
along.
get that. And
But
if
you
we-
know, the wheels of justice,
Got it. If we have to come back to just do
well,
one
I'd like
more
to make
thing.
sure that you're on your way now, but
Yeah, I get it.
sometimes those 2 or 3 words, I'm sure Mr. Hansen's well aware of, a few words here and there can,
Screw things up, yes.
Well, I mean, I could amend the motion to
It is my
include
opinion
both.
that it would work, but
I can amend the motion to include both scenarios.
I am happy with that. If you would like to amend that, if you could wordsmith that and make sure we get that in writing, it's also being televised, so.
So I would like to amend the previous motion to include the language in a contract zone or in accordance with South Gorham overlay district. Is that correct? Is that the right district? Commercial overlay district?
Depending on the town council
Depending on the
vote.
town council vote.
Does the rest of the board understand what we're trying to do? Make sure we have the language correct, because we did hear earlier that they have prepared the drawings and are in accordance with both contract zone and not contract zone. But this language right now as it stands is specific to the contract zone, and Colonel Benson has added a caveat that whichever way the council votes, this will proceed. Everyone, yes, Ms. Nichols, please.
Well, I was just going to second it. I'm all on board.
Okay,
Yes.
second by Ms. Nichols. I think we've had a lot of discussion. Yes, Mr. Frank, please.
I have some questions for the applicant about their actual presentation before we do any voting. Is it okay to do that right now?
Yes, yes, let's get it over with. Yes, yes, take your time.
Okay.
Take your time.
On page CFG 2.1, you showed a shaded area from your property out to Burnham Road. Is that properly called an easement, or what are we looking at?
I'm going to get the, the plans here. Went too far up. They don't have the plans in here. All right, I gotta get them in a different spot. And which page is that? Sheet?
CFG 2.1 on the bottom right
CF?
corner.
C 2.1?
CFG 2.1 is what I'm looking at here.
This one?
No, CFG
CF.
in the lower right-hand corner, the drawing number is right before, the drawing before that should be C 1.2, and then the drawing before that should be CFG 2.1. Bingo.
Oh, there it is, okay.
There you go.
Oh, it's the subdivision plan, sorry.
No,
I haven't
that's
spent
all
much
right.
time
No,
with
no,
these.
It's a complex thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
this
shaded
was
area.
from the previous subdivision plan. I
No,
think.
no, you're in the wrong shaded area. The
This one?
Oh, yeah, there you are, over toward Burnham.
Okay.
Right. That
That-
goes, it
that
goes through the
100
cemetery.
Yeah, that 100-foot setback buffer area was part of the original, I think it was 7 single-family lots, and it was to take care of the stormwater. We haven't changed that because it's been part of the subdivision since many years, and it would be complicated to try and get rid of that, so we just left it. So there's there's a 100-foot buffer there that we're staying out of, and that's what that's for.
Maybe I haven't
And
directed you to my real question.
and then there was a,
The shaded area that goes down,
here,
yeah, is that connects to Burnham Road?
I believe so.
Okay, is that?
I think it was given back to the town, yes.
Is it going to be a point of connectivity to Burnham Road?
No,
No?
we can't do anything with that land. It's in a buffer area, so it's to be left alone. All that shaded area.
You know, because we just had a pretty detailed conversation about connectivity in
Yeah.
our workshops and how important connectivity is. That was what led to that question. Okay, let me go on here. Where was I? Okay, that's the same thing, easement. Hey, Okay, C 3.3, which is much further along. I am moving you along here. Okay, although I wasn't at the June meeting, I do have your presentation document from that meeting. All the pages are dated March 2nd, 2021 in both of your packages. However, in today's one, this page is different because you show some sidewalks or something.
Oh, yes, we did. We added this sidewalk here.
So wouldn't you normally in your,
I'm not sure why that didn't get
In
a
your business-
revision date.
Yeah,
It
wouldn't
should have,
you
yeah, it should have had a revision
update
date.
the page date?
We'll be
There is.
revising all the pages so that they reflect the final approval plan, so they'll all be dated the same.
That's great.
Yeah, they get-
Yeah.
Because
They get revised in the title block.
Because it took me a while to say, hey, this page is different.
Yeah,
But
no, I
yet,
agree.
it wasn't, the date was not changed. So
yeah,
that's what I'm
that was
after
the
there.
problem.
Okay, very minor on 4.1, you've got black text on black boxes, so we can't read it. And 4.3, just had it. Yeah, on the ends of the end buildings, you've got a little shaded area. Is that like intended to be like a hammerhead or just for parking?
Just to back, it's a hammerhead so they can back out of their garage. That's
Okay.
what that's for.
A hammerhead
Yeah.
suitable for like fire equipment stuff?
It's primarily for the vehicle, the personal vehicles.
Oh, okay.
I've been through the plan, though, with Chief Fickett, both this development and the 7-unit one. And we
Okay.
tweaked the hammerheads so that he was fine with it.
And with that, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Thank you, thank you. Any other questions? We've had a motion and a second. We've had some discussion, some review. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Moving along on our agenda. One of the things that I wanted to discuss earlier this evening, we talked about sidewalk plans. And I would like to know if we can get a planning department to assist us in preparing some kind of minimum standard, perhaps, of what we might expect for a site walk of the developer. We had questions the other day that were not well received, they were misunderstood. There was no intention on our part, on my part especially, to try and deceive or to try and hoodwink anyone. I was just asking straightforward questions based on my experience and reading a drawing, and there was some adversarial comments made. So I would like to have, if you could, if there's some standard that the other groups, departments, cities and towns do, is there a minimum standard, or if you could create one? And I would like to hear everyone who was able to attend, because it was an interesting site walk. It was, come on, don't leave me here hanging. Colonel?
I think having a standard of expectation would be helpful.
Thank you.
I think most of it was communication, just misunderstanding, but I don't think there was any ill intent. That wasn't my reading at all by any party, so, but having a clear standard is always helpful.
Correct. And it wasn't my intention to explain it that was intentional. I just think if they were aware, or anyone else in the future is aware, it may be a little bit easier for us. And especially, I guess, the address, if the address is publicized in advance. Mr. Crisafulli, anything to add to that? You were there. It was challenging, I would say.
A little bit.
And you, of course, were
Wasn't the
there.
worst one I've ever been on, though.
Well, I hope it was. I hope it was for me. But is this something you can,
Yes.
the department, not you, but the department can work on,
Absolutely.
and then we'll review it and maybe tweak it if we need to, but then publish it for any future site walks that we might have. And certainly, Mr. Norton showed up, and he knows the.
Certainly. We can work on
Challenges.
something, sure.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, is there any other business?
And along
Yes.
those lines, I would like to submit this. This is what I was trying to go by, where I was getting addresses that didn't correspond to mailboxes.
Oh, wow.
Have at it.
Thank you. We do have a plan to sign, if you would, right here.
There are two
And
sheets,
then-
yeah.
Yeah, two, thank you.
And I gotta sign
And then if you
this.
would sign that, and that's the only thing I have. Otherwise, thank you for giving up your beautiful August evening.
That's quite all right.
Volunteer service.
Thanks for your time and effort. Same,
Yes.
Mr. Norton,
guys
thank you.
did a Nice job.
Is there a motion maybe, perhaps?
Mr. Chair, I'll move to adjourn.
Thank you, Colonel. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Crisafulli. Any other discussion? Any reason why we wouldn't? All those in favor? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.